Hi everyone, welcome. Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, time for Stamping with Denise. I'm so glad you're here with me tonight. I have a fun card to make with you tonight that's got a lot of bling without a lot of work, so I hope you like it. A little bit of housekeeping first. If you like my video, please share my video and comment share down in the comments. And you may be chosen to get the card I work on tonight. So what I do is everybody who shares my video, I put their name in a little cup, and then I draw one out, and that's the person who gets the card. So for last week, if you recall, I made this really cute birthday card using the retiring gnomes, this retiring designer series paper, the retiring layering circles. This is going to go to Annette Kowalski. So Annette, thank you. And I'll be sending this card out to you very soon. If you can't share, I understand it. Could you give me a heart? Facebook likes the hearts better than the thumbs up, so give me some hearts. That helps my video be seen on the algorithm. If people show they like it, then Facebook's going to show it to more people, and that helps me out quite a bit. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe. And once you do that, hit the little blue bell, and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. I upload a new video most every Monday evening. Okay. So, with that being said, it's been a very busy week with Stampin' Up. Demonstrators got to pre-order from the catalog, and I did place my pre-order, and it arrived on Friday. Most of it was new colors, ink pads, blends, and cardstock. I ordered 3 bundles, and probably maybe next week or the week after I will start using it. Let's see. I'll have to see. But also what's going on is they released the last chance list recently. Some of those things on that list that are not coming back are discounted as much as 60%. There's a few things that are going to go to online status. It won't be in the catalog, but will be available online until they sell out. And one of those is a product that I am going to use tonight. So I think what I'll do is I will go ahead and we will change the view down to my hands and get started. Okay, so we are going to make this, get your sunglasses out, this might glare, look at all that bling. I'm going to make this beautiful card using the, I want to make sure I get the right name of this designer series paper. It's the dry brushed metallic 12x12 specialty designer series paper. And it's from the mini catalog. And when that catalog retires, this will still be available as an online exclusive until they have exhausted their supply. And I'm going to tell you, look at this. This is just gorgeous. This is just, it does most of the work on this card. Now I made mine from a section that was up here where there was less of the colored and more gold. I kind of prefer where there's more of this, but you get what I mean. So if this is something you'd like, you can go to my website. This is the host code to order with, but this item number is 160837. You get 2 pieces of 12x12 in a pack. 2 pieces of this, of each color. So look at those. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so what I like is I like to let the designer series paper do the work for me. So I made 1 card here using the Calypso Coral base, and the ink colors I used are Daffodil Delight, Petal Pink, and Calypso Coral. Those are all staying. Yay! but I wanted to tell you in case you decided you wanted to recreate this one. But we're going to make a card using the other colors, okay? It's going to be like this, but just in the different colors. It's going to be in this blue. I've got to tell you something I'm not completely sure about. It says that this designer series paper is Cajun Craze, Petal Pink, and Soft Succulent. But you know what? I don't see it. I see Calypso Coral and Balmy Blue. I guess it doesn't really make any difference what it says. Just pick something that's right, okay? So the colors that I am going to use today are Pacific Point, which is retiring. I don't use it a lot anyway. Balmy Blue and Crushed Curry. Okay, so those are the colors we're going to be using to make our card in what I'm calling the blue. Okay, so this piece of designer series paper is 5 1/4 by 4. Then I have a piece of white, basic white cardstock that's just slightly bigger. It's 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And out of that, I have cut this front panel, because why not? It's going to be covered up, using the Scalloped Contours dies. It's the middle one that has the little stitched looking edge. There's one that's stitched, and there's one that has little dots on it. Let me put that on there. But you can tell the difference. That one has stitches, this one has dots. Very similar, but they are different. So that's the one. That's what I used to die cut that out, and I just went ahead and did that ahead of time. And you know what? This is, you might as well, because no one's going to see this. This is going to be on top of here. I did it for this card too. If you've got a card that's real heavy, it's a good way to save a couple of, make sure you're not going to have to put extra postage on it. It saves in bulkiness. So anyway, so that being said, I don't want to put adhesive where the hole is. So in this case, I don't usually do this, but I put it on put my adhesive on the bottom versus on the top piece. Okay, and there we go. That's on there. See, nobody's ever going to see that. And my base, I've decided to use Balmy Blue. This is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, and we are going to fold this in half for the base. Okay. And where's my bone folder? Here we go. Okay, there we are. And I'm going to go ahead and put this right on here. And again, I'm going to do with the adhesive in the corners, a little bit here, and put a little bit right there. There we go. Put that on there. Simple, simple, easy, easy peasy. Okay, so now we're going to work on the flowers. I'm going to set that there for now. We're going to work on these flowers. And again, these were the colors that I had, the Pacific Point, the Balmy Blue, and the Crushed Curry. So, I played with some flowers in those colors, and I like it, but I think I'm going to, of course, the dark is the Pacific Point. I think I'm going to try stamping off with that first before I stamp it, for the one I'm going to keep. So let me get a piece of scratch paper here. Okay. I just have a piece of basic white. I'm going to put this one out of the way. Put this here. There we go. Okay, let me open up my Pacific Point here. So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp one of the large flowers and two of the small ones, okay? So here's my large one. So I'm going to stamp off. So that gets some of the ink off, and then I'm going to stamp on my paper. There we go. I think that's going to look nicer because it's a little lighter, and it's a great way to get 2 shades out of 1 ink pad. Okay, now we have, I'm looking at my stamp pads, 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 new shades of blue coming in. So, you know, with the new colors, maybe I wouldn't need to do that, but it's always an option with any ink pad you have to use the stamping off technique, and you get an alternate shade of the color. And I think it's just going to be just what I'm looking for, okay? Okay, perfect. And you know, while I'm doing that, I think I will go ahead and stamp my sentiment to the hooray, it's your day. And I chose that because, like, you know, I send out a lot of birthday cards, but it's also good for many other occasions. You know, it could be a graduation, it could be a congratulations, it could be a wedding card, it could be a lot of things. So, okay. Now, I can put this away. And we're going to do the center of these flowers in crushed curry. You know, on this one, I used Daffodil Delight. But for this one, I decided crushed curry was maybe a little better option. Now, I had used my orange yellow blending brush, but as you can see, when I did those, I wasn't able to get it exactly where I wanted to. It was okay. It worked okay on this, and I think part of it was because the color I was stamping was a little closer to it. But for these, I don't think it worked so well. So instead of using this big brush, and I guess this means I'm going to have to get the smaller blending brushes, I pulled out one of the old sponge daubers. Stampin' Up used to have these. They don't have them anymore. Let me get this inked up here. Okay. And so it's easier to control where it goes. I'll be honest, I have not used the new, you know, smaller blending brushes. So I'm not really sure exactly how much smaller they are, but it's got to be a little bit better. Okay. And much like I do for my brushes, for my sponge daubers, if I stay in the same family, I'm okay. Because see, for mine, I have 5 brushes. This one's pink and reds, this one's yellows and oranges, this one's blues and purples. So, and it's really not a problem. They don't bleed over or anything like that. Oh, and I didn't tell you, the stamp set I'm using is the Irresistible Blooms. This is one of the online exclusive stamp sets. So, I like it. It has a set of dies that goes with it too that we will be using. Okay, so now I'm pulling out my Balmy Blue. I am going to take I like to hold it like this because I don't want to break my brush off. So if I do this, I'm less likely to break my handle, but it gives me good control. Just going to pick up some ink. Now you always want to go off first because you see those lines. Maybe you can't see it, but let me put it up here. You can see I get kind of those lines. Yeah, you don't want that on your flowers. So kind of get it off and then start on your flower. Remember, you can always add more ink. It's hard to take ink off. And I'm kind of trying to avoid the yellow because, again, I wanted the center of my flower yellow. Do I like that? Yeah, I'm going to put just a little bit more right over here. I think that looks fine. Okay, we're going to ink that up. There we go. Oh, I need to do just a little bit more. Not quite getting it where I want it. There we go. I think that's better. I'm gonna do my last one. Take some of the ink off. I think I like going around in circles on it. It's easier. Pick up a little more ink. Okay, there we go. Now you might be saying, but sometimes you use that for purple or you use it for dark colors. How do you clean it? Here's how I clean this. I'm just getting the extra ink out of the brush. I know some people are washing them. I haven't had to yet. I don't use them a ton, but I do use them, obviously. And I just, if I just keep going until I'm not getting any more color out, and then I call it good. So I'm going to put my Balmy Blue away. Put my scrap paper away. And we will die cut these out. Here's the die set that coordinates with that stamp set. It's called Irresistible Blooms. There's dies to cut out both the small and the large flowers. I have a little piece of washi tape on there that will help me hold these on. Actually, I'll go ahead and put these on. And sometimes on these types of dies, it's hard to figure out where it goes. So I just took a Sharpie and made a little mark so I know where the top is. Now this die is pretty easy to figure it out. This one is a little bit harder, but that's the top. So there we go. So I don't have to keep turning it around to figure out. Okay, now let me get my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Yay! And my plates. I have my base plate. I have my cutting plate. I'm gonna try flipping that over today. And because I knew I was using this, that's why I used a long skinny piece of paper. And see, I can put both of these through at the same time. Put one on top. There we go. Yeah, I like to use washi tape just to kind of help keep the dies in place, so it just is much, much easier to use. So this one we are all done with. I have to use this one once more for this flower. So see, it makes this super simple to line up. Okay. Bring this back over here. Put this one here. See, the other reason that I cut out this piece, this white piece ahead of time, is because this would have been too big for this machine. So now if you didn't have a big machine, you only had the small machine, but you had the dies, you wouldn't be able to cut it out of this mat. You'd have to just cut it out of another piece of designer series paper, or of cardstock, because this die fits in this machine, but your paper would have to be small enough to fit in the machine too. So there's ways around to do stuff. So okay, pull this off, throw this over here, and there we go. Yay. Put this over here. I do like the little machine. It's very easy. Okay. Now, I'm going to add okay. First thing I'm going to do, we have a large and we have two smalls. But if you notice this small flower, I've actually cut out around it. Okay. So, excuse me, I'm going to fussy cut. And you will see what I mean. I'd intended to do this ahead of time and just forgot. someone did this. I saw them do it like that. It's pretty clever. So okay. And do you know that if you hold your scissors still and move your paper, you get better cuts? It's much smoother, not as jaggedy. Just kind of trim that piece up right there. Okay. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just taking that outer layer of petals off. One more here. Let's see. Yep, I left this on, but I cut this one off of here. There you go. Now you get a smaller flower. Let me trim that white up around the edge there. Okay, there we go. Is that... Yep, that's what I did on that one. Perfect. So now I've got 3 different flowers. Get those out of the way. Okay. Oh, you know what? We still have one more thing to die cut. We have to die cut some leaves. Now, I wasn't sure if I wanted these out of Pacific Point or Balmy Blue. So I'm going to do both, and we're going to see. I meant to cut these out. Die cut these here. So I grab my dies. We're going to use these 3 leaves right here. And each card needs 3 leaves, so it's perfect. Okay, we're going to cut them out in Balmy Blue first, okay? And these I won't tape down because, you know, it doesn't really make any difference as long as they don't slide off the paper. They can move around a little bit. I'm going to need my pokey tool. Get that out of the way. This is the U-pick tool, also known as the pokey tool. So you got I'll punch these little holes out, or the little bases in the leaves. But these holes right here on the dies, I don't know if you can see it right here. There's a little hole. That's a release hole. That's to help release your piece from the die. Bet you wondered what that was for. Whoops. I'm going to need it again. Okay. There's 2. And the 3rd one here. And sometimes you just have to kind of experiment to see what you like the best. I'd considered introducing a light green, but I'm going to kind of keep it monochrome. So that's what I did. Okay, now we've got I think I'm going to like the Balmy Blue, but let's do these again. Where's my base plate? Where'd it go? Did it fall down? Where's my white base plate? It was just here. Oh, it's over here. It was white and it blended into my desktop. There we go. I knew it couldn't have gone very far. I didn't think it fell down, but okay. This is Pacific Point. Again, one of the retiring colors. I'm just going to put these on here. Run these through. and die cut these out. Okay, there we go. There's a little die brush that I can put on this tool where I could just run it over and it would poke them out. But there's not that many holes on this, so it's just as easy to do it this way. Okay. I hope that everybody had a good Easter. It was nice here. The weather was decent. Sun was shining. So that was nice. Okay, let me get rid of this. Suppose you could use those little pieces inside a shaker card if you wanted to. You know, crafters, they don't waste anything. Okay, here we go. Let's see how this is going to look. Which color leaves we want. I don't know. If that goes there, this goes here, and this goes here. We put this one here. Put this here. Actually, I don't think that looks bad at all. I think that looks better than the Balmy Blue because I think the Balmy Blue is going to blend in too much with the flowers. And the fact that we stamped off this ink, it is actually like a third shade. Because see, if we'd used a bigger, used the darker, I don't think I would have liked it as well. I think I'm going to go with these. So sometimes you just have to give it a try. Okay, there we are. So let's build this. And when I'm doing something like this, I like to attach the leaves to my pieces and then attach it on there. But you know what we're going to do too? We're going to use Stella. If you don't know Stella, it's glitter in a brush. Yay! Put a little bit of in the centers of my flowers. Give it a little bit of bling bling. Like it needs more bling, right? That paper's, this is running out. I'm going to have to get a new one. But it's a great little tool when you just got to add a little bit of something, something. Okay, so the first one I am going to just put down. Okay, let's see. I'm kind of looking at my sample. Oh, that looks good like that. Now for this one, I'm going to cover the back with adhesive, and you'll see why. Because this is where I'm going to attach these. I think I'll put this one kind of... I'm following my sample because I played with this one for a long time before I got the placement right on what I thought was right on my leaves. Okay, so like that I think looks good. Okay. And I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this. And for this one, like that. Oh, yes. I think that's pretty. Okay, there we are. Oh, yes, I like that. That's going to look great. Let's put some dimensionals on the back. Let's put at least one in the middle there. Okay, take those off. Put that right there. Make sure it's pretty straight. Yep. I get a little, I don't know about you, but I get a little glare from my light onto the card, so I have to tilt it a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put some bling on these, some embellishments. These were out of the mini catalog, Pastel, Adhesive-Backed Sequins, Petal Pink, Balmy Blue, and Gold. And I haven't even opened them up yet. I haven't even used them, but they're carrying over to the new catalog, so that makes me very happy. Because I think these, especially the gold ones, I think will just be wonderful at Christmas time. Okay, I'm looking at this for the first time. This is the sheet of the smaller size. These are 4mm, and then there's 5mm. So I'm going to use some of the bigger ones, I think. Now, do I use gold or do I use blue? You know, I kind of like the blue because they're kind of iridescent. They add a little purple almost to it. I'm going to do that. Just do... There you go. Okay, now we are done. Yay. Look at that. Oops. There you go. I love the card. So I want to thank you for joining me tonight. Be sure to share my video, comment, share it, and you could be the winner of this gorgeous card. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget about that retiring last chance list, my website, my host code, and get those your favorites before they're gone. Okay, thank you, everybody. Bye now.